So I think today we're actually going to work on getting this Webasto hooked up and putting in the final part of what we need to make this hot water system run.
Alright, so in this past video we talked about how we were going to try to rewire the heating unit for the rear of the vehicle on a passenger van. Which didn't make sense. So we'll keep that intact, heat the vehicle with the motor while it's on, and then this will pull the secondary duty while the vehicle's off. Havasu 12 volt, it's made for an ATV or a side-by-side. So this will run off our house batteries, roughly 10 amps, 12 volt heater. It has a blower, and you can see on the side it also has our Webasto that we have underneath. And this will heat us all night long on the Webasto, and everybody knows how efficient that thing is. So I'm going to try to mount this guy right in this where the shelf would have been, and have everything run up behind it, and then figure out where I'm going to put my electrical for the heater. Yesterday off camera I installed lines running from below where we cut that hole, and now I have them run up in here. They will connect this into the ends of our heater core there. The other thing that we're doing this morning, because I only have a little time before I have to go off to work, is right down here. I actually had to run yesterday right in the middle of what I was doing. You can see the screwdriver is actually still attached to the hose clamp that I was tightening when I had to run. Anyway, so that's gonna go in this wire cage, and then I've got a secondary catch-all that's gonna go just above it, and I'm actually gonna have my coolant inside the vehicle because Ford did too good of a job using up all this space. We gotta fill the tanks, we gotta plug into the system up front, and then electrical. We'll be ready to crank her up, see what happens. Or the part that we needed, 30 amp interrupter for that panel. So if I ever want to cut power to this panel for whatever reason, just cut it, and then these lines are going to go straight to distribution block. Alright, that's what we're going to do today, and we'll catch you on the time lapse. Alright, so I'm filling the system for the first initial time, and it's taking some doing. Gotta find the highest point, so I'm going in up over here. I'm just pouring a little bit at a time. Take this line off. I'm gonna put my piece back on, put it down in there, and I think I can do the rest of my bleeding, hope, through this guy. Alright, so systems are working great. The only complication we've come across so far is I can't get the lines to bleed properly, so I have to redesign how I have things in there, but temporarily to get us through this trip I want to make sure that we can. So I didn't want to go to the store and buy a burper, so we made one. All right, so we've got our burper set up. We've preloaded it, and immediately it started taking some, you start to see some bubbles. I need to go turn the pump on for the Webasto. Just gonna hit that. And we should start pumping here. I'm not exactly sure how crazy this is gonna be, or violent, or if it's gonna be anything. I mess up. So, coolant everywhere. Long story short, I left the cap off like a damn idiot. Coolant everywhere. Epic fail. What an epic fail. But I guess there's always some good in it. So you can see this dripping out. It's actually dripping out as designed by Ford, right at the apron. Sorry for all the shaking. Here we go. But what that comes back to is you never want to, you never want to fill those voids in the actual floor. You know how people put styrofoam in between and then put their wood all the way across? Well, that's going to block all that. And yes, not everyone puts antifreeze in their vehicle like an idiot like I do. But water gets in there, moisture, spills, whatever else. If it doesn't have a way to evacuate, it's gonna mold. Before I started the whole process, that cap right there, I had taken off. So as soon as I started to prime the whole area,
it just started gushing out?
Gushing out. To your left is the Webasto controls. You're gonna press this button here, and it's gonna turn it on. So all you got to do is press that button and you'll hear it click on and start going, so you'll let me know. And then down there, I want you to tell me if it starts sucking it down or not. Alright, so go ahead and hit that button.
Hit it?
Yeah.
Okay, turn it on. It's sucking. Kinda. It looks like a kid playing with this soda and a straw. Just going... Oh, okay, we have some movement. Here, I'll show you guys what I'm seeing here. It is like sucking, goes. It like goes up, and then it goes down, and then it goes up, and then it goes back down. It's super weird.
I needed to pinch the line for the coolant reservoir, and that solved my issues about being able to bleed the lines.
So we're gonna get in here and test. I think it's like 64 degrees this morning, so couldn't think of a better test to do. Alrighty. Webasto kicked on. And we're gonna prime it. You may be able to hear it kick on or not. There it goes. So we'll walk out there and get an outside view. So we're heating the coolant in our lines at this moment. It's coming on. And from a dead cool, I don't know, probably should take about 3 or 4 minutes, considering I haven't drove it or anything, before we're ready to turn that on. Turn the hot water all the way on. turn the pump on. I think it's the bottom. Yeah, spray. Hot water.
Guys, if you like this episode, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. And subscribe if you haven't. Share this with a friend. Any help we can get, we appreciate it. Thanks very much. We'll see you on the next one.